Thank you very much for taking your time to be with us. I know how difficult it is to take a little bit of your time to be this morning. So we really appreciate your efforts. We'll try to make the best out of it. First of all, I would like to take the opportunity to try to explain to you very straightforward, very simple, how to go along our system. All right, thank you very much. So, and our process to trade the market is very straightforward. By now, you probably would have seen already our pre-recorded video, but I just want to make sure that we can get everybody in the same page. The first thing that I need to make sure is everybody just pay attention. If this is a moment for you to take a break, just go ahead and do it. I got no issues with that. Just make sure that you pay full attention, because we go over a lot of little details in the concept of explaining a pre-market analysis, and there's a lot of nuggets being thrown out every step of the way, and I don't want you to miss out, because sometimes it's being proven for hundreds of people that have gone through that they actually get some really good snippets, right, or golden nuggets through the process, right? So that's the first thing. Number two, here's how it's going to work. Very simple. There is a 3-step process, right? There is basically, let me step back a little bit here. There you go. All right, so let's see. There's a 3 simple step to a less stressful trading day. That's all we want. The less stress, the more aware you are of the decisions that you need to make in every single risk assessment that you're going to put into the market, right? So the step number 1 and 2 are basically a very detailed pre-market analysis, and then we provide highly accurate potential levels. These are the pinnacle of our services. I mean, we have thousands of people that have come through us in the last 5, almost 6 years since we've been providing exclusive access to our information. And everybody has something to do or talk about the levels that we provide. So the number 2 aspect, which is the potential levels, are the most important thing. And the cool thing is you want to have access to them. You're going to download them, and you can use them, and they're really good for the next 24 to 48 hours, okay? So that's really cool. All right, so basically this is how it's going to look, right? A highly accurate pre-market analysis. We're going to identify price structure, main trend selection on each instrument that we're going to provide, right? We will going to offer you what we call the NTZ, or no trade zone. It's shaded in this brown box area. It looks like this, right, on the right side, okay? And on top of that, you notice horizontal levels on the upside and downside far beyond the shaded brown box. Those are the upward potential levels, downward potential levels, right? So basically, we got an area where there is a high probability of the market being very unstable, and once it breaks out of that area of that unstable or unbiased area, you will have a very detailed opportunity of knowing most likely where they're going, and then you can compare that with your target objectives, your personal objectives, or your systematic approach, your algorithmic trading system, whatever that is that can provide you potential objective of profits. You can double check with them, and the ones that come closer to each other, you have a winner, okay, of most likely that the market will go and touch that level, and you will not be you will be surprised how the market, once reached those levels, you reject it or come back up, because or reject it from it or come back from it, whether that be an upturn or downturn. And it's just because every single step of the way, every layer is either a support or resistance that has been 2, 3, 4, up to 5 times confirmed. Very powerful, very cool. All right. Number 3, we're going to provide you our unique proprietary momentum scanning software we call the Trend Oracle. This is a game changer in the industry. We introduced this to our members back in February as a test, and from that point on, we couldn't reverse the process, because everybody loved the benefit of knowing where the trend with commitment of traders are going behind the decision of the market. So it looks something like this. It will give you a confirm of the main trend momentum based on commitments of trader, and this is all bold. It's just delta transition, order flow transition, volumes and trade, all together mixed, but everything has to be based on momentum, price, increases or decrease, confirmation in exchange of contracts, all both, put that in a blender and it will look something like you see on the right side. Very cool. It's subdivided by each market that we trade. As an example, you can see here the CL, and we will explain to you the numbers. Don't sweat on it. It's very powerful. It's very simple once we teach you how to look for, right? And character to look for. And basically, I'm going to walk you through the process in a moment, right? So, but it will validate and confirm the main trend momentum on each instrument, so you will feel more confident in taking your trades. The benefit of this is that now you're going to be able to force and commitment of the trader for the long term, and instead of going for perhaps a minimum target objective, now you can probably hold your positions and max out your trades throughout the process of the day. How does that sound? Does that make sense? How many of you have been part of a trading process, or you have placed a trade and you would have regret closing the trade earlier, right? And then the market reaching further, further targets or objectives that you would have looked for, but you didn't know if the market was committed enough to reach those higher levels or lower levels, right? Having to close the trades earlier, and where you could have maxed out. If you only knew, you could have held longer that position. Does that make sense? Yes? All right. So we should focus our trades setups only on the validation of on the momentum, and that should give you an incredible best opportunity and max out your trade setups. It will look something like this. Okay. So basically, we have able to arrange. You're going to see it right now in the next slide. We're going live, and you're going to see the trend oracle on the left side, whereas you're going to be able to layer on top of it your charts on the right side and make it look like you're watching it right now. So basically, at this point, what you're going to do is very straightforward, right? All you have to do is just follow the market that you're trading, right? And on this side, you're going to use the chart of the market that you're trading. And all you have to do is just pay attention as we're going to explain to you and teach you how to read these levels right here, right? And then execute without distraction. The cool thing is that you're going to have the levels where you know exactly most likely where is it that they're going most likely to go for and test, either up or down. You have a no trade zone as an extra layer of information. You can use it. I mean, it's not set in stone, but it's an idea, right? We still trade inside of it. I'm just saying it's highly probable. It's highly probable that it will benefit you knowing where the market might be very choppy from top to bottom. So that way you can assess the different analysis or assessment in your trading decision. And the cool thing is, on the left side, the oracle will give you the commitment of trader at that very specific point, right? So obviously red means going down, green means going up. But there is a caveat about this, and I will explain that as of right now, so we don't waste time once we see the market in the moment, right? So how do you read this? The concept is very simple. We trade specifically, or we focus on the CL and the indices right in here. So the only thing you need to pay attention is that the commodities, right, in this case CL or gold as an example, we focus on the long-term perspective, and the number that we're looking for is M60, and that number has to be 115%, right, positive or negative, right? That's a number. Write it down. 115% or more or less in terms of force, right? In other words, if you take a closer look here at M60 at this snapshot, it says that it's at 172, which means you should be focusing only today in that session so far at that moment on buy setups only. Does that make sense? Do not gonna go, even if the market is coming down and you say, oh my God, they're crashing, and this number is high, you're going to focus yourself on waiting and be patient enough, bring the discipline into your trading and hold until either this number change its momentum into the negative 115. But if not, you don't want to go into the route of counter trending and wait until the market finish doing its thing and start coming back up again, and then the market start plotting into the buy side of things, because you want to focus yourself as a buyer in this example, right? The same thing will apply on the indices, but instead of M60 on the indices, it's going to be M15 on. And if you can clearly see here, right, out of the ES, YM, and NQ, I need to make sure it is 115% stronger, positive or negative. In this case, they're kind of bluish, right? They're positive. So you see the ES is at 155, above 115, above 115. That means you're going to be focusing on the buy side of things only. Make sense? It's as simple as that. Eventually, later on, I'm going to explain to you how to read the lower numbers as an additional layer of confirmation, but I don't want to overwhelm you, because I just want to give you the long-term perspective view of things, and that will give you a better chances of success by holding positions and being able to understand if you can hold positions to the longer term and max out as as much as you can. Okay, so the objective is for you to apply your own entry strategies, whatever that might be, it doesn't matter, to the pre-market analysis and back it up with the confirmation and commitment of trader, which is going to bring you that level of confidence that the traders lack. That's what we basically did by creating this momentum tool. All right, so let's get started. All right, so here we are on the today's pre-market. Let's just get on with the pre-market analysis. The first thing that I like to do at this point is bring a calendar, see what's going on. I need to understand what the commitment of traders, what's going on today, right? In terms of report, there is no report going up today, which means we focus exclusively on trading at the open in each one of those respective instruments, so that we can benefit from the momentum that the opening of each market brings in, okay? Like as of right now, the market has already moved heavily. For example, here on the NASDAQ, I'm going to start with that one because it's just the one that we move ahead of time. And in the meantime, let me just, I need to update the levels. Please hold on for a moment, because I need to do that as I go along. One second. I'm going to upload the levels for you guys. One second, because this takes a lot of time. We do each one of those analyses manually. So you can see here how the NQ is breaking new higher grounds. And let me put this on the top and expand this for a moment. And take a closer look here on the NQ. You see the numbers. M15 is at 315%. Focus on buy setups only. And each one of these are the levels. By the time, unfortunately, at 750, the market broke outside the no trade zone, which is this shaded area that I have in here. And the levels that we had was 1850, 21, 27, 25, and 32. And the market is kept going on and on. Next level up is going to be that 4750 as a target. Now, if you pay attention to the trend oracle, M15 is 358, extremely strong. Focus on the buy side of things. M5 has to be, write this down, at the 150% or stronger, and M3 must be at 200% or stronger, and both of these are over 500, and M15 is double the minimum requirement that we use to validate a trend, meaning that this guys are going to sustain itself and most likely is going to reach the 4750, 55.25, 56.75. Okay, those are the levels up. I'm gonna leave that in there for a moment until I can complete the cycle here and give you access to the screenshots, because it's a lot of stuff. Okay, so that's ES. I need the NQ targeting levels, and I need CL levels. There you go. And today is control copy, update, join. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna post on Chatsy the levels for you. For those of you who doesn't know where to look at it, because I know there's some people visiting for the first time, but I want you to pay attention to where they are. I'm gonna show it to you right now. Okay, I just post them on live on Chatsy. So basically, I just put them right in here, but basically you go on the top side here, the yellow background banner, click on it, and these are the levels already available for you for today. Okay, and we have included the Oracle percentage that I was talking about on the left side, right? You want to see M5 at 200, M15 at 150, M60 at 115 for the crude oil, right? For the pretty much the commodities. For the indices, which right now I'm including Russell, by the way, the M3 has to be at 200, M5 150, and M15 at 115, right? And just double cross-reference that, and it will help you tremendously about it. The cool thing is that now you can click on the links here, and it will open up, right, a screenshot of the levels, so you can just put them aside or include them, right, in your trading platform, whichever that might be. Okay, so we're trying to make it as simple as possible, and they're really good for the rest of the day. They rarely change, and if they do, well, you know, it's not by much. So now once each level is reached, it's pretty much already gone, right? It's validated, obviously. It will be, you know, validated once again, and it should reach the next upcoming target. In this case, you can see here the 47.50 should be the next target up, and all you have to do is make sure, all right, NQ is M15 384, all right, it's extremely strong. M5, is it above 150? Yes. M3, is it above 200? Absolutely. So I can trail my stop accordingly and allow the market to try to reach the next calculated level, which it will provide to you, or maybe you have your own. It doesn't matter. The cool thing is that now you have a tool that will increase the confidence of holding that position, whereas before you probably would have not known one thing: will they continue on a way up, or is this bullish still valid, or is this the resistance because they're just hitting prior resistance levels? What's going on? So now you will have an extra source of knowing the commitment of traders, which should boost the confidence of knowing that the market should reach the next upcoming potential resistance level, whichever you use. Could that be hours or yours? But that's how you pretty much play this thing all along. Okay. Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. For those of you who don't have access to Chatsy, you should receive it on your email. Please just make sure that you go into the email and there is a link that says a community link. Okay. All right. So let's just assess the market for a moment. I mean, we use, there's first step, all right? Just scan here. Which ones are green? Which ones are red? Can anybody tell me what is the commitment right now of what you're seeing here about the indices. Can you see the indices, right? So you should be focusing on what? Or what should the market be expecting to do based on what you see in here or what I just explained? Anybody, please? Let's see, because this is kind of a training, so you can take this on your own and own it, right? And make this your awesome extra tool, right? So you can see here, you can see NQ, YM, ES, and Russell all across the board are green, right? And can we confirm the commitment behind it? M15, let's see, 340, 260, 250, 270, above 115, yes. So it means all the indices must be moving higher. So obviously we already saw the NQ. Here's the ES, right, as an example. Unfortunately, yes, I know that while I do the explanation, the market move ahead of time, but there's plenty of levels still left for it, right? This is a no trade zone on the ES as an example. Once they broke above that level, the next step is there enough commitment for them? I mean, this is just a fake out break, right? Remember the infamous fake out breaks, right? So if they break through it, all you have to do is just go back and scan. All right, they're breaking up on a huge downtrend. So what is going on? Well, there is a lot of commitment of trader behind it. M15 is at 250. That's way above 115. So yes, these guys are pushing higher. Where would they go? Well, they're probably going to go for the 34.75, right? And the 36.50. Those are the next upcoming layers that we have calculated, and they surpassed it. So what's left? Well, it seems like the next one left is this 75, right? 38.75. So would you think that the ES will continue there, right? The typical questions that we might have as day trader. They already made a double top. They're probably going to reverse, and they're retesting the previous swing high here. Well, double check here, and we have a full-fledged commitment. I mean, it's a 260. It's highly probable, yes, that they're retesting those. They're doing a double top because that was a very strong transition point, right? But for those of you trading order flow, that's kind of a transition point, right? A turning point right there. So obviously sellers are going to start stepped in, but you see the commitment behind it is bullish. So basically they're fighting at that point. It's logical because that was a previous support and resistance, and that's a normal aspect of the market. But it seems like it is just going to be a pullback to continue and try to then test that 38.75. And then you can apply, based on this analogy, multiple arrays of techniques on top of it, right? And you can capitalize it depending on how you trade that, right? At this point, once again, if you were long on the breakout of the no trade zone, or whichever that might be, then you would be trailing your stop accordingly and still give these guys a chance to reach the next calculated levels, okay? Now that I have this, let me just bring another layer of confirmation to understand the mindset of what you should be looking for. But rest assured, just keep this one in mind right now, just because we're planning on it, and is a good training mode right now. So, okay, so basically, Carlos, you're saying that the market broke outside. We see a lot of commitment. These guys seems to be based on the oracle that they keep going further higher. So you're saying that they're most likely going to hit that 38.75 calculated level, and perhaps even the 43.50. As long as these guys sustain themselves in that force, it's highly probable that's going to happen. All I want you to do is saying, because I know people say, oh, it's obvious. If the market keeps going up, it's going to reach all your levels. I get it. The point here is each one of these levels are being 3, 4, 5 times confirmed, like this purple level here. It is being 5 times confirmed. And that's what we call the pretty much a swing trading level for the day, meaning that if this assessment seems to be steady, as bullish as it seems, today it's a highly probable, there is a high probability that that 48.75 might be hit. And that's the reason we took a screenshot before it happens. You can download it so you can cross-reference eventually through the process of the day. All right? Does that make sense, guys? So everything has to be, you know, a predetermined, pre-planned, so you can have a full view of the market before it moves, and you can prepare ahead of time and execute correctly, whichever that technique you use that could provide the best outcome for your trading. Okay. So basically, this is kind of our secret sauce. It's been our secret tool for years. Is the reason why we execute and we nail the trend over 80% of the time, every time. We have won prizes and all this stuff. And it's not because we're like, oh, these guys are gurus. No, we're not. We just pretty much understood how to validate everything and created it in the tool that it will help us guide us in the selection of the trend. And if you think about it, it doesn't matter at which price you enter. If you knew ahead of time the confirming trend of the day, you will end up still being profitable at the end of the day. Does that make sense? And that's what these tools gives us, that overview, right? That commitment behind it, that without it, there is no way for you to see it. People use volume bars, delta, and that's great. But we combine everything and with other algorithms, and we just condense it like this, and it's just awesome. And I believe there is other founding members here who has used this as your trading arsenal since February. If you might want to chime in how this tool has helped you with our fellow traders that are visiting us today, that would be great, because that way it comes from you, not from us. Because the idea is that what we want to do is enhance your trading, with whichever system that you have. You don't need to change it. We just need to enhance it. Got it? We don't want to change your perspective. You probably spend years developing your trading system, and that is perfectly what you need to do. But with what we're providing you, which is the levels and the oracle, I will guarantee that it will double or triple the results or the outcome that up until now you are seeing in your trading. Okay. So as a market price structure, let's just do a market analysis. Let's just here's an important high, and this is the important low. The market has sustained. This is a obviously impulse move on the way down on the E-mini S&P. It is obvious that the main trend at this point is bearish, and the market is coming into an upward movement. And you're saying, but Carlos, you just said that these guys are bullish. Why are you telling me now that there is a main trend is down? Look, impulse move, huge move on the way down. And if we count Elliott wave patterns, the Elliott wave patterns, right, move in cycles. Agreed? So basically, if this is an example of the Elliott wave pattern, right? If this is an example of an Elliott wave pattern, right here, what you're seeing, this is an Elliott wave pattern basic structure, right? And what we identify here is an impulse move down, and the market is pretty much moving into a bullish tendency. Don't make sense now that you can say, okay, so we're in a huge downtrend, but the oracle is suggesting a strong bullish momentum, but it is prior 930. So that could mean that what I'm seeing here is an impulse move, Elliott wave pattern into a corrective wave cycle. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Thank you, Burial. Yes. So it's look at this. If this is what we have, this is a pre-market analysis. I can say, okay, yes, momentum is up, but it's probably not going to be forever. Why? Because based on what I'm seeing here, we could probably, this impulse move wave down could be either a wave 1, a third wave down, or even a fifth wave down. And right now, what's going on, we are in the corrective mode of phase 2, possibly wave 4, right? And perhaps a transitional phase into a very highly corrective mode, right? That's what you need to do. And you say, okay, fine. So that means that this momentum that is taking control right now on the bullish is a corrective mode. Exactly. Which means that each level that we provide for you could be the end of that corrective cycle. or corrective wave cycle, whether that be in 2, right, or 4. Does that make sense? Which means that if you're already long into this position, into this trade, all you have to focus right now is trailing your stop as tight as possible, because at any given moment, that corrective cycle might end, and the main trend, which is down, impulse move, wave down, should resume at any given moment. Does that make a little bit more sense now, guys? Which now you have, okay, I'm going long, and I can still target this one and this one, but rest assured that that level right there or this level right there might be the end of the corrective wave mode. That it seems like that's where we're at this moment. And now you have a full-fledged idea and mindset on how to attack this morning, as of right now, price structure. And that way you're not getting caught off guard. The market all of a sudden 9:30 comes in reverse and starts tanking down, and you're saying, what the F? It was bullish. They say, look, it was bullish. No, it was bullish because it was a correction. It was corrective mode on a huge wave down. Are you starting to see every single step of the way? Are you starting to see how you can boil everything down, and now you become a very complete analyst on your own world of trading? You're not getting caught off guard. You're just not focusing as many traders do, which trades just this. There's a lot of traders that trade like this. This is all they want to see right now. And they're missing the big picture, and they don't have levels ahead of them, and they don't have the momentum or backup or commitment of traders behind it, right? And all of a sudden, a lot of people might be saying, this is double top, I'm fading the market right now, I'm going short, right? It could possibly happen, but there is no commitment of trader behind it, which means it might be a fake out, right? And so on and so forth. So we're just giving you kind of a X-ray view of the market from all aspects, right? So once again, what else can I do in order to identify this impulse move? If this is a wave 4, 1, I mean a wave 1, 3, 5, or whatnot. Well, you click on the drop down here, and you go into a 60-minute. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, and what I see right now is a totally different ballgame. What it seems to be a huge downward move, now it turns to be another thing, right? It turns to be in the opposite. It's turned to be impulse move down. Market took this high right there, right? To the upside. Now I see an impulse move down, right? With an ABC corrective mode. Wait a minute. So that means that now we might be on a bigger time frame, 60-minute. It looks like this, right? Yes or no? So there is a high probability that this buying pressure that is getting started right now might be the beginning stages of the resumption of a bullish outlook on the longer time frames. Can you start to see the process, right? Now you become more aware of what's going on, and you're saying, okay, awesome. So now I know the bigger time frame, the smart money, the big players might be resuming into the bigger outlook to the upper side. This might be the beginning stages of it on the E-mini S&P, as well as the YM and the other ones. And now you say, okay, cool. So that means that I can join them and become a buyer. Given that 9:30 comes in and the market get all hasty and crazy as usually, but if they break and continue higher, I know it's because they're following this big, huge upward trend tendency. It's backed up by the long-term perspective, right? On the Oracle back there, right? Of commitment of traders being more buyers than sellers. And the cool thing is that now I know most likely if they continue further up, which levels most likely they're going to try to visit and pierce through it in order to break free of them and continue to higher grounds. You see how cool that is? Now, but also you say, but I cannot forget that on lower time frames, which is the average trader, what the average trader used, this is a bearish outlook where there's going to be a lot of sellers in here, in here, in here, in here. So I got to be very careful as a buyer every time that they reach one of these levels to protect my position as soon as possible. It could be liquidating some of my positions if I trade multiple contracts. And most importantly, if I have an objective today, based on the market tendency and the way of the analysis is just plotted out today, it means that we're caught up in a very delicate position where there is a boatload of sellers, right, since the last 2 sessions trying to sell off, but the big time players are starting to step in, trying to possibly push the market further higher. So we're caught up like in between. Agreed? So I'm going to follow the long-term, the momentum as a buyer with a tight stop, and I'm going to pay attention to every single level that I have on the way up and trail my stop accordingly, right? But I will follow exclusively the momentum of trader. You follow what everybody's doing, which is at this point buy, set up only, okay? So that's a full explanation of how we assess the market. So we can get ahead of the game, understand that every resistance today might be a strong resistance. For the bigger time frame, it seems like this might be the end of a pullback on an alleyway pattern, but in the short term, it means that this might be a corrective mode, right, where the market might stop and continue and retest the lows again, which brings me into the mindset of saying, all right, I'm going to follow the momentum with a very detailed trailing target objectives, so I can give them enough space and time, but protect myself in the eventuality that if the market indeed stop and start coming back down, I don't lose money, I walk away with my profits, or more importantly, perhaps today, focus on what I'm going for, my daily trade objective, and which I hope that each and every one of you have one as it is right now. I hope you do have a trailing objective or a daily objective. Are you looking to make X amount per trade or per day? No, you know, I'm looking for $500 a day. I'm looking for 300, 150, 1,000, 2,000. I don't care, whichever that might be. Focus on that objective. Once you reach that objective, get in, get out, and you're done. Does that make sense? Right? And it doesn't matter which style of trader you are, guys. There's heavy hitters in here, and I got colleagues that trade 20 contract slots and stuff like that, and they do not trade like, let me look for the word. They do not trade irresponsible. It's irresponsibly. I don't know if I'm saying it right or not, but they have a full-fledged detailed plan of action. I'm going to get in. I'm going to reach my 12 points, my 7 points, my 5 points on 20 contracts, on 5 contracts, on 3 contracts. I don't care. And that should give me my daily objective. And if I make sure that if I reach that objective, that should put me in my 6 figures per year, which is what I'm looking for. I'm going to get in. I'm going to get out. Every time that I take a trade is a risk that I'm putting into the market. And if I am already profitable, why would you risk it back into the market? Unless you have a lot of funds and unless you have another bigger objective, that's absolutely fine. But don't get greedy. Do not turn into a greedy trader, right? Get in, get your profits, and get out. You should be done, right? And it only takes you 277 bucks a day, right? Which is pretty much nothing for most of these markets, to have a really decent 6-figure per year return, okay? You need to put it on perspective of what exactly is it that you're looking from the market. The market is not an ATM machine. You just need to treat it as an opportunity that produce incredible leverages in your favor and against you. But with all these tools that we're providing you, we're just shifting the odds on your side, which means you have a better chances of walking away with your objective than not. But if you do and put it back into the market because you got greedy and you think that the next level is going to reach, and then the market do a heavy pullback because that's how they react, and you give it back, then don't start blaming anybody here, right? You're the one to blame. Makes sense? I'm just being brutally honest, right, with everybody here. And I have no intentions of bashing anybody out. I'm just saying as it is. I don't care who you are, what level of college you have or degree. Greed is something that doesn't know color, race, or anything, right? Just control it. What we're giving you are tools to help you control. That's the worst enemy of a trader, which is fear and greed, okay? Now you have a full-fledged idea of what to and how to tackle the market with these tools all together. All right? So that's kind of an explanation for today. We typically like to approach the market by 9:30 on the indices if there is no high impact reports. And in the CL, we approach it at 9 o'clock, the opening of it, okay? So we did an analysis on the ES, which is the exact same copycat, right, of the NQ. I mean, it's a copy-paste analysis, the same thing, right? Market is on a big downtrend. It's collecting at this point or reverting at this point. We take a closer look, and it's still extremely strong, which means that 47.50 might be hit eventually, right? The market could pull back out heavily here, and this brings me into what we call price symmetry. Let me explain. All right, Carlos, so how far can I expect the market to go against me and still be right on trend based on what you're saying? Well, very simple. You just ask the market. You don't come up with an idea. You just ask the market. How the heck do I ask the market? What the heck are you talking about, dude? Just get your coffee in place. So you just go ahead and try to assess the last couple of pullbacks, right? So there is a few here that I'm interested in right now. I like to use 3 or more pullbacks of the most recent price structure, depending on the time frame that I'm trading at, to assess the potential pullback, right, on the market, but still give me the assurance that that might be the end of it, or how far they can go down to start continuing up. Granted, given the fact that by the end of the pullback, the momentum is still intact, that means it's just a pullback, and then I can start looking for buy opportunities on the transition point. Does that make sense, what I just explained? Right? So let's just assess that for a moment. Once again, I'm going to use this last pullback. I mean, this is an upward movement. And my question is, how far down can they go on a pullback that I can still hold a position, give them enough space and time, right, to pull back and still being right on trend? How can I do that? You go and you say, the last pullback was this one, and we need to measure that. We have here, that's another measurement right here. And we got a big one right here. All of these became before a nice upward movement. Okay, cool. Let's just do that. So basically, let's just measure this one right here. And this one is a 12.25. Obviously, this is self-explanatory. It says 14.75, and this one is 27.25. I'll go ahead and do the good old average. There you go. Joan, no problem. See you later, my friend. Thank you for being here. So we got a 12.25 plus 14.75. Just do that. Oops, what I'm doing. 12.25 plus 14.75 plus a 27.25. Right? Divide that by 3, and the average pullback could be an 18-pointer. So basically, all I have to do right now is say, okay, so if this is the high that they have done already, they can pull back an average of about 18 points and still being right on trend. I'm going to mark that right in here. And let's just put this really thick. I don't know, let's just change a weird, just put a weird color. How about this deep pink? And then very cool, no, yeah, like that. So I don't like pinks, but that's the reason it's going to call my attention. So I know that if by 9:30 or so, if the market pulls back down and touches that area, from that point on, I can still think, if the trend oracle validates, it might be only a corrective mode, and they should start backing up again and continue the resumption of the bullish outlook. But if they close below that session, right, they come down and make it close, I can start thinking, well, it means then based on Elliott wave patterns, that might be the end of the Elliott wave pattern and start coming into a lower ground. All I have to do by that is wait for the oracle to give me the get-go to join the party, making sure that M15 is still above 115% positive, but if they're going to revert, it must be 115% or weaker in the negative ground. Just like, for example, you see gold here is at 244 negative and bonds at 133 negative. I want to see those numbers at 115 or stronger on the negative side so I can join the party on the way down for the indices. And this is a full-fledged explanation on how things play around here, right? You probably by now would say, shit, that means that I need to apply a lot of discipline to this. Does that make sense? Right? So I know this is something that you might not want to hear, but yes, you need to apply discipline in your trading. If you don't have it, it's going to cost you money. And if you're here, it's highly probable that you haven't reached the consistency. You're really good at what you do, but you haven't reached the consistency that you're looking for in your trading. If you haven't, welcome aboard, guys, because we just gave you kind of, I think, the missing link on how to assess your trading and take it to the next level by providing these tools that will not only give you a boost of confidence in your decision and trades, but only be able to understand how far you can go because the levels are going to be there for you and you will know most likely which one it's next, okay? So let's see the YM, the same thing will apply. You see it's the same parameter, huge downward move and a corrective mode. We take a closer look here and it's kind of bullish right now. All right, so the market just reached that power zone right there. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. This area, you see that is shaded in green on the background. That's what we call power zone. Power zone means that within those two steps, there's a huge amount of floating orders in those area, in those regions. If the market is coming up at this point, it means that the floating orders right in there are most likely to be sellers stepping in. Reason why the market most likely being holding. You notice here that there's color-coded blue, green, and purple. That's it. That's all the three colors that we use, right? The green ones are targets for day trading and swing trading. But the blues are simply support and resistance levels, right? The typical normal support and resistance, and sometimes order flow transition points. Now, the purple ones, though, are 5 times confirmed, which means we're being able to apply 5 different modalities of analysis: Elliott wave, Fibonacci's, levels, support and resistance, transition flow, order, delta entry, and floating orders from the smart money. How do you get those? Well, we get them through Skype. On Skype, I log in, I ask my mentors or levels that I pay tuition to be there. But basically, they said, these are the levels up that we're interested. These are the levels down that we're interested. They don't tell us if they're buying or selling there. They just tell us those are the levels that we're interested. It could be that there become buyers in there or sellers in there. But what basically we do is we receive those, and if we double check or triple check that those levels coincide with some of our levels more than 5 times, it means that we have what we call a power level or a power zone. And whenever we have a support or resistance or target close enough to one of those power levels, most likely we would like to create that as a power zone, right? So it's highly probable that the market is going to stop on a dime and revert and have a lot of issues going through it, which in this case, you notice how the market reached it, bounced from it back, try to pierce it through it, and now for the last 40 or 50 minutes, they've been trying to break through it with a lot of problems, right? A lot of issues going. That's the beauty of knowing those levels ahead of time, because I know there's a huge amount of floating orders against whichever the main trend is. In this case, it's a bull trend because they're coming from below, of course. So they're going to stop the buyers on the tracks and give them a little bit of a headache in there Doesn't mean it's going to change trend. It just means that it's going to stop them on the track and give them a little bit of hard time, right? You take a closer look here on the Oracle. This is YM, and basically you say, all right, buy set of Sony. So it means, yeah, they're just, you know, probably the buyers are going to start collecting some funds in there. Sellers are going to step in. They're probably going to do a pullback and then continue on. And you do the exact same thing. All right, so let's just do the average. Right, last pullback here was 49, the last one 85, and this 93 doesn't count because I'm talking the huge ones on the upward trend. So once the market went up, made it 85, made it 49, and this tiny bit one in here. So you take those three, divide them by 3, and that's the average pullback you might get. That's where your trading stop should be, below that area. Or if the market pull back down in there, that would be an area to start seeing the rejection or resumption of the bullish outlook, and switch your modality to become a buyer at that level and place your stop below it. Got it? All good, guys? Is that today's explanation has been thorough enough for you to understand how to play things, right? Okay, let's just focus here. Juan, tengo un problema. No tengo ojos en el CL. Dai, there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I have issues on the CL side of things. I closed the chart, unfortunately. Let me see if I can revive this on. I'm having a lot of issues with this. All right, so all right, so we're gonna wait until 9:30 to hit in and see what the indices will do around that level. Once again, we got the pre-market analysis all across the board. We understand where we're at with the indices. It might be a corrective mode, right, on a medium-term chart, right, to continue down or retest the lows again. Or in the bigger time frames, it could be kind of the transitional bullish beginning stages of it. But we'll know about that after 9:30. Now moving into, oh, we got Russell, by the way. I'm adding Russell. Some people have been asking about Russell. We did gold, but, you know, quite honestly, gold, I didn't like it that much. But Russell is pretty, pretty interesting, right? So we've been doing this analysis for clients, but we never kind of introduced it to trading mission. As of recently, we've been doing so. For some of you who are trading Russell, right? Here's a triple top formation rejection point with a nice upward tendency of continuing down. Obviously, it is bullish at this point, which indicates that the market most likely are going to try to retest the previous sessions back, right? We're going to try to retest those prior highs, transitional points, right? Or order flow transitions as well. So obviously 9:30 will bring in the clarity of what we're looking for. Actually 9:30 plus about 20 minutes. So we like to see things at 9:20ish, 9:45ish or so, plus those 20-minute mark for the opening range. But once again, it seems to be on price action structure. The most recent move is being down. That was an important low that has been taken here to the downside, although they retested and failed to take the lowest low. So we're kind of a very unstable ground, if you will, okay? It's kind of very choppy ground. So in other words, when you decide to take a trade here, you got to be very careful. Once again, focus on either the targets or the levels that we got or your personal objective and be done for today. There is very difficult ideas here that we can call, oh, this is going to continue higher grounds, because they have failed to do so before multiple times. And on the downside, they also have failed to break on the downside multiple times, right? So we're caught up in a big range bound. Since we are in a big range bound, our mindset as traders should be on the range bound area, which means focus on within the range bound area, there are multiple levels, right? Those could become our potential objective if we decide to trade within it on the way up and the levels over here on the way down, okay? Same analysis right in there. See. Okay. So, yeah, it's mixed at this point. So going into our long-term good old pal here, the crude oil, we go 30 minutes, see what the overall tendency is. And it is obvious at this point, let me make this a little bit thicker so we can see the trend. I know it's difficult because of all the levels within it, but we got the important multiple top formation high. We got the important low, right? The market made a low like this, and now it's on a corrective mode. I notice here kind of a head and shoulder formation. It's a triple rejection failure, right? That seems to be bearish, which goes along with the long-term perspective tendency, which is bearish. Pretty much they got an overextended zone here, which seems to be holding steady. If they break through it, it's highly probable they're going to try to continue on the way down based on what, right? On the long-term perspective. Can we double check with the Oracle? Well, we can see here on the left side, M60 has to be at 115% negative, just like gold here you see at 300, but it is not. It's kind of gray, right? There's no commitment behind it. So the numbers that I need to see is M60 has to be equal at 115%, preferably not it doesn't have to be 100%, but the way that we set it up is if we see 115% or stronger, whether that being positive or negative, it means that there is a boatload of commitment on the main trend. We should focus only on that direction. And right now it's dead. It's dead. It's no decisions. Stay outside, take your pulls out of the trading trigger and sit back and go get a cup of coffee and whatnot. Now, M15, right, has to be 150%, the same thing, positive or negative, and M3 has to be at 200%, right, positive or negative. Once you have the full-fledged balancing all of them, then you have a full commitment from lower time frames all the way to bigger players, and it's easy to identify the market going on that certain direction. We have identified that the main trend is down. On the overnight session, they rejected triple top rejection with a kind of a head and shoulder formation rejection on the way down. That's another bearish outlook. And the overall colors here and force of momentum, I see a lot of small negative numbers. Seems to be kind of weak. So we got the trifecta levels right in there, which brings me to the idea that the CL most likely is already 915, or I mean 912. It's most likely heading south. If that's the case, we move along into lower time frames and assess where is it that most likely they're going to go for. And you can say, all right, so if they break through these levels, and I'm going to be honest with you, you see how they almost missed that 67.17? I will be inclined to extend the zone up until that layer right in there, just to make sure, right? Because they faded, and since there is no much commitment yet, they probably going to read. I don't want to do. I don't want to go short with the original zone, which was this one since this morning, as a fake up move. So I'm going to include this and be more patient, right? And bring a lot of discipline and say, I'm going to allow them to break through them again and test that 67.19. And if I see them testing the 17 and the Oracle is full-fledged imbalance, M61 15%, M15 at 150%, M5 at 200%, I will join the party on the way down. And the cool thing is that I'm going to be able to target this one right there, that one right there, or that one right there. There's plenty of opportunity left, and all I have to do is say, you know, I'm looking for 10 to 11 ticks in the first contract. I trade 2 and try to max out the third one. So the potential profit today, if that happens, is going to be 32, more than enough to fulfill my personal objective, which is awesome. The next would be a potential of 47 and even a potential of 63, right? And if by then the market is still very strong, bearish, with a bearish outlook, we still have plenty of other levels or layers down. If you are capable financially with your trading account to sustain a longer period of trade and max out your trade, because all you have to do is follow the Oracle and trail your stop. That's the full-fledged plan, right? Now, lastly, Carlos, wait a minute. What if, here comes a what if. What if we never see this imbalance? What if they start coming down here and you don't see this imbalance? You got 2 choices. You become a little bit more aggressive and take your trades based on price structure. Nothing wrong with that, as long as you know what you're doing. And or be patient and disciplined and step aside and say, no trades today, I'm done. Move along to another instrument, if you will. Does that make sense? Guys, this is if you're here for the first time, this is the key factor. This is Trading Mission 2.0. We use everything has to be and everything is confirmed based on volume transition and commitment of traders with price action. Nothing else matters for us. I want a full-fledged commitment of traders, and the tools that you're seeing in front of you are only based on price structure change and commitment of traders, which means we only participate in the market when we have a higher probability of success because it is moving and it's being confirmed with multiple layers of traders, from the small speculator to the big time players. And all we boil it down in something visual. And on top of that, if we have those type of commitment, we already know where we're going, and we can definitely tackle the market in the same direction. That is, again, not full proof of losses. I want to make this clear. There are going to be days, and we have seen this in the last week, where everything is fully balanced, perfectly balanced. We jump into the market, and the market is all hasty, sideways, and choppy, and we get stopped out. Does that make sense at this point? Let me be very thorough. Even though that we have all these amazing tools and commitment and all this BS going on, right? Beautiful. That does not mean that we're not going to lose money in the market. We will get stopped out more often than not, perhaps, when the market is all choppy and unstable. But if you've been with us or follow us for quite some time, we do not call it quits. We give it at least 3 chances. In other words, if we get stopped out because the market just stopped us out because our stop loss was triggered, we wait for the full-fledged confirmation again and try it again, second time. And perhaps if we get stopped out again, one last third time, and more often than not, you will see the third time or even the second time pays off by moving along, recovering from the previous losses and on a win, okay? Unless you are a heavy hitter and you play along as a swing trader, which is the best. Let's just say, oh, okay, you broke down here. I went short right in there. We're probably going to use a tight stop maybe in here, the prior swing high, and we'll let you know which one we pick based on transitional phases, but they are tight. That's a problem of getting stopped out and the market still being right. But if you have deeper pockets, right, and capabilities of withholding a better or withstanding a bigger stop, it is advisable to place your stop above the no trade zone. Does that make sense? Right, anywhere in here. All right. For instance, let's say that you shorted on the breakthrough in here, and you would have used the prior swing high as a stop because it just makes sense. The market rejected that level anyways, and you are a heavy hitter or you are capable of bigger stop losses for bigger targets. Market comes back up, retests the top of the zone, but did not take the prior swing high, which is where you place your stop, right? And that high right in there kept you in the trade, and the market is still hovering, possibly continuing slowly and steady on the way down, right? That depends on which type of trader you are and the modality of trade that you follow through. Great. All right, so I'm looking for a potential sell setup. I notice everything just getting weaker and slowly and steady getting negative. Oh, I'm probably going to get ready for a potential sell setup, right? And put my floating order here aside, and I would like to trail it slowly and steady. Thank you, Liz. Nice to seeing you, man. Or girl, I'm sorry. I don't know. I can tell by the nickname that you're using. Matt says, I agree. This has really opened my eyes to a better way of reading. Thank you. This is absolutely the best thing that I can just open your eyes with, because sometimes we get so caught up on all this bullshit and cool, awesome, shiny objects in trading, and everybody seems to be a guru. We're not. By the way, we are not gurus or whatever the people say. No, we are very highly educated traders, and we put a lot of stuff in consistency in order of sequence to give us what we think might be a high probability success rate of decision in the trade. That's what we're doing. And it has helped us tremendously, right? All right, so 9:30 is coming up soon. I see slightly bearish outlook one. I still see bearish tendency on the oil. Seems to me it's bearish. Can you double confirm?
Yeah, oil's bearish also for me, but still biased.
Yeah, we need the commitment, but it seems to me, and rest assured, let me know if the stop loss is at 67.58. 67.
Yep, confirm. The stop is 58.
67.58 will be the stop on CL. Check this out. If that's the case,
actually I actually have it at 60. Sorry.
At 60.
Yep.
All right. I don't like round numbers, so I'm going to use 61. All right. So cool. If that's the case, and let's say that I wait for the 17. Look how much my stop is going to be. 45 point or tick stop. That's nasty. For me, I like to give it a maximum of 30 tick threshold. Listen, since that's the case, I am allowed to take a trade with a maximum of 30 ticks risk per contract. That means that I'm going to lower my contracts to 1 because I'm overextending the maximum threshold per contract on 2. Understand? So unfortunately, I need to place the stop where it's supposed to be. I have there's no other way around it. That's where the stop is. And it's way above my threshold of maximum of 30 ticks of stop on per contract. If I'm trading 2, since it's more, I need to then, and I can change it, I need to lower the amount of contracts to 1 so I can allow that stop loss to be placed there. Makes sense? People say I like shiny things. We all do. I know. All right, so let's see if this kind of pan out for us. Well, dame Zoom link. And Skype, please. Thank you. Carlos, what is your projected target entry for CL at this moment? In my opinion, I need to wait for everything to be fully balanced, but I'm expecting it to be below the 67.17. In quite all honesty, Bill, we already had kind of the first layer of entry being confirmed. I just don't. We just don't have full-fledged confirmation. Okay. But we do have the entry already being triggered based on a pulling bar entry technique. We'll explain that later on. But based on what I'm seeing here, I'm assuming it's going to be between the 27 and 17 area. When I got entry confirmed over here, well, we're missing the M60.
Yeah, I'm missing one.
We got M15 valid. And we're missing those. So standing by. You're welcome. Marnie, absolutely amazing explanation this morning. Thank you. You are rare. Thank you, Marnie. And once again, I really appreciate the fact that, guys, there's a lot of options out there, a lot of great trade rooms. I mean, awesome traders out there. What we are trying to do is provide something that the industry is lacking at this point, which is this. I go to a lot of trade rooms. Everybody there have their own system. And the systems are applicable based on each one. This is the way I see it. A systematic approach is great, but it's just adapted to one style of trading, right? What we try to do here is create a symbiotic way, a synergistic format of analyzing the market that could be applied on anything or any style that you of trading system out there. Okay. Okay. Bill said, if you're a trade room kind of person, this by far is the best room I've ever found. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. Awesome. All right. Okay, guys. So let's just pay attention to here. Hopefully this works out for us. You see they're breaking around. M60 is almost there. We got 200 and M5 over 150 on M15. This is all almost confirmed. Almost confirmed. I would love to see that M60 at 115%. Yeah, I think the opening is the one that's going to bring everything in, right? Let's see. Let's see. Seems to be. And Juan, do you have any in-between target? The one that I have is 84. Really interesting. I got a 6706. I'm going to mark that just in case. Let's see. John, the levels are calculated manually by us every single day. It's all done manually. I don't believe much of automated stuff. We use automated stuff, but nothing beats the crap out of doing manual stuff, right? And then in double confirming, triple confirming, and so on and so forth.
66.98 red.
98.
Yep.
98. Thank you, Juan. Can't see it. No. Okay. All right, so we have that, and it's all over the place, so it's difficult, man. I have that. I have triple confirm a 6715, and we got the 80-20 rule. So we need to break the 20, and most likely they're going to go for the 80. I'm going to explain about the 80-20 rule. Check this out, guys. Write this down. This is another tip. One of my mentors told me, and he's a crude oil trader. This is specifically geared towards crude oil. And put this away. Typically, the market tends to bounce from the 80s, 0.80 and 0.20, based on algorithm automating trading style of things. Okay, which brings a very cool. I mean, if you put attention to it, it's really interesting. To be quite honest with you, it's really powerful and interesting. Juan, we got mixed sentiment on NQ, but the long-term perspective seems to be still bullish. Okay, so I think this guys, just give it about a couple of minutes, but I think these guys are going to be on the buy cycle of things. Let's see. They're sustaining. They never close below that pullback level that we marked right there. See, guys, closing up to the pullback level, still pushing further up. I got buy on both of them. Can you double confirm?
Second. So calculating.
Yeah, still calculating.
I'm still missing confirmation on NQ.
Let's see, MQ, we got M15 at 100, yes, this yes. Yeah, I'm gonna go with
I'm waiting for that 39 level.
A 39 level, got it. The Oracle is fully fledged in balance. Confirming stop on NQ would be 74.26.25. Confirm?
Yep, confirm.
Okay, good. I don't like trading two things at once, guys. I hate that. So it's either the crude oil or the NQ. Reason why I drop to one contract on each side of things, because sometimes when you grasp too much, you're losing one of the sides. So we're gonna wait until Juan. Pay attention to the NQ. I'll pay attention to the CL. Sounds good?
All right. Yep.
All right. Okay, good. So that way we wouldn't miss it. So. And on NQ, hold on, I gotta go above it. Right click, buy stop. Let me put it like that, put it like this. I think this is the one, this one is gonna work out. Not there yet. NQ is fully balanced on the Oracle. We just need to wait for price structure. There it is.
I got confirmation.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a fill right there on the top, right on the top. They're testing it. Let's see, what time is it? 33, yeah, 3 minutes past. That's good. That's good. M15 is at 300%, 350, 267. Let's just wait. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna drop to 5 minutes now.
I'm getting ready on oil.
I can see it. We're still missing.
Yep, still missing one. Yep.
16. I'm 16. I'm on 5 minutes here. Try to take a closer look at this. So we got 40, and we have the 40, yeah, 40.75. I'm gonna go one tick higher than the 41.25. Let's see what that brings. Fully balanced, yes. Stop on the NQ, just so you know, is right at 29.50, just so you know. All right, we're in. I didn't took my, okay, here we go. And I'm gonna aim for the 55.25. We're looking for about 4 to 5 points on the NQ, preferably. 29, 74, 29, 75, 74, 29, 75, stop, 29, 75, stop. Next level up is going to be 47.50. There it is. You know what? I'm going to go with that one, just in case. Here we go, 4 points. Can you see the commitment of traders behind it? All green, blue. So that means, oh, you know what? Maybe I can push a little bit further up. Boom, first target hit. 6-pointer. 6-pointer. So I'm going to move my stop and protect my account and let it go. Let's see, next level up. It's 55.25. Boom, 6 pointers. Agreed? Acknowledge, guys? Acknowledge? I'm trading one contract, so I'm going to try to max out. My trailing stop's supposed to be, hold on, trailing stop's supposed to be at 33.25. 33.25 swing trading stop. All right, CL, going on the short side of things. Boom, we're short. I'm going to go with the purple level here. I'm a little bit ahead of time. It's 98 negative on M60, but everything is just okay. Double top formation right there on 10 minute. So that means the trailing stop is going to be 67.44. All right, so let's see, 7 pointers on the NQ. So much stuff. Can't pay attention to everything. Okay, 67.43 stop on the CL. We have 94. One, you said 98, right? 8 points, moving my stop to the previous target. moving my stop to the previous target, actually one tick below the previous target. There you go. 775 NQ, acknowledge. I'm trying to aim my next target, right? Which is, it is actually, by the way, 57.75, just so you know. Let me be very specific. 56.75. Let me mark that. Okay, and you see, we just, oh, I'm out. That's good. Let me cancel that. I'm good. And there you go. That was an awesome trade on the NQ, isn't it? Right. And full-fledged imbalance, right? Now we're waiting to see, let's see if CL goes through it. All right. Let's see. Now, everybody, all together now. All right. If we see here the commitment, you see M60 turning negative right now, closing to the 115. We just went a little bit ahead of time. And the reason I decided to go a little bit ahead of time, it was because of all the rejection of the highs, right? They retested that 17, and then I just went long. Went short on the retest of the 17 because M15 was pretty much way over 150. M5 was at 200%. So that was kind of a good opportunity for me to be right on it. And remember, let me explain. Remember when I said that the zone originally, the zone wasn't here, right? So they tested it almost once here, twice, three. This is the fourth time, and everything seems to be negative. They pierced the 17, so I went short. Why? Because I wanted to have a tighter stop, though. If I wait for everything, I might have an entry on the 6706, and I'm still know that I'm going to go short. And I'm just trading one contract. Okay. But you see, when the NQ was fully fledged in balance, we waited for the price structure. We went long, and boom, that was an awesome trade setup. First target hit. Taking a closer look, still bullish, 333 above 115. It means that the most likely they're going to bounce back up a little bit. And if they sustain themselves as strong as I see it, they most likely are going to retrace back up and reach that 56.75, 65 even. And that 78, let's just round it out to even as well. The closer, the better. We'll see. Okay. Juan, I got to stop at 46 actually, not 47, 2 ticks higher, 46.
Yeah, confirm.
All right, good. All right, so let's see if I get some questions. Well, this evolved. Let me see if I can get some questions from you guys. Sorry, I can't do many things at once, but you got to understand it. It's difficult to teach, explain, analyze, execute, trade, and manage to trade all at once. So apologies for not being able. It says here, very impressed so far, Bongo. Thank you. Also, trading can be an only pursuit. I'd like to be more committed like that. Thank you, Bongo. Welcome. Hopefully that you like what you see and you become part of our awesome community. Okay. So let's see. Donna says, I see it and I love it. Thank you. David Fed took 6 points in NQ. You're welcome, David. Money in the bank, baby. NQ CL short now. Yes, burial. Let's see if we can just take the CL recently is giving us a lot of headaches, guys. A lot of headaches. It's like, but I just stick with it. Let's see how it goes. 67.46 stop. That's the big time frame trailing stop. The actual target is all the way down here at the 66.84, just so you know, right? It's just that Juan unveiled another immediate support at the 98, so it's good to know and have it available for us. Okay, let's see how far can we take this trade. As long as I see, pay attention. I went ahead of time because I wanted to have a tighter stop, but M60 was not fully fledged at 115%. Can you see the difference? That's the secret. Those numbers has to be precise, right? Yeah, I took a little bit of a risk here. Once again, just because I want to have a tighter stop. Pete K out at 7 points in Q, still in CO2. Okay, free ride on NQ for burial. Great job. Nice work with the training scale. Kruger, awesome. Dave +7. Fred Webb 7.5 and NQ for contrast. Wow, great job, Fred. Brilliant stuff, Carlos. Really impressed with how you analyze into the manage and the whole work. You're great, man. Thank you for the comment, Fred. Getty says, I've been in your room a few times, and the targets are calculated are always highly accurate. Absolutely, absolutely. That's a good one. Seeing too many times to be a coincidence. Indeed. All right. So hopefully we don't get stopped out on the CL. Let's see. It should be 950-ish. 950-ish. Let's see. Come on, guys. Don't do it now. Let's see. Oh, yeah, people asking about the trailing stop. Anybody still on NQ? Trailing stop on NQ, I'm going to give it to you right now. Give me 1 second. Swing trading trail stop is right at, is still 33.25. Acknowledge. 33.25 trailing stop on NQ. Acknowledge, please. For those of you trading on the longer term, next level up, 56-ish. So the next target is going to be that 56 area, that power zone. Pay attention to it. Showing Oracle backing it up. Did you see it? Backing it up, 340. That looks good. That's great. Let's see if they sustained it. So trailing stop, once again, is at 33.25. Now, remember what I said. I mean, we're still kind of on a huge downward trend, right? Make sure to start collecting some profits. Agreed? So even if I'm telling you that the trailing stop is at 33.25 and you enter a little higher, just lock in a couple of points. Agreed? Let's just do that, because if you don't know, just want to be, really thorough, right? In terms of what we should expect. For aggressive, trailing stop would be 37.25, right? 37.25. I mean, that's kind of too tight, but I would suggest a 37.25 trailing stop, just so you know. If you are limited, right, on your objective, right? Just collect some funds. But based on the Oracle, we should be good to continue higher. Just be patient. Gold is tanking, right? It's negative, and a little bit on a pullback, but negative. The bonds are mixed. It's a tiny bit of a slightly bearish mix. Paying attention to the CL. Hold steady, NQ. Okay, officially 37.25 trailing stop on the NQ. Acknowledge. Guys, trading the NQ, and you're still holding a position in NQ. Let me know. The trailing stop is at 37.25. Holding steady the CL. We had a confirmation of a sell setup. We just need for them to finish doing whatever they're doing and hopefully continue further down. All right, and Q retaking the highs. Let's see, next level up, 56.75. Beautiful. YMES follows suit. You see the Oracle full balance, new highs on the ES, next level up 43.50 since this morning. Next level up on the YM is going to be that 408 and 435. Pay attention to it. The brand new brother in the pack is going to be the Russell, just hitting that power zone. And Russell, you can see it here, full-fledged bullish outlook. Next level up, 690 and 694, 1694, I'm sorry. Let's see. You can only trade so much without, you know. All right, still, there you go. Retaking the 47.50, that level is a powerhouse right now. You can see that is how it's holding steady. Isn't that impressive? 47.50 holding just by the tick right there, man. It's just incredible. Let's see if they can take it. Oracle says they will. Let's see. Trailing stop at right now. Trailing stop 38.25. Acknowledge. 38.25 on the NQ. It's 9:50, 10 o'clock reversal. CL not helping whatsoever. Hold steady and NQ. Come on, break the high, guys. Give it to my boys. Come on. Next level up, 55.25, 56.75. 10 o'clock reversal should push this up. Trend Oracle suggesting strong bullish outlook, so looking good for the NQ. Anybody still holding NQ? Moku, Carlos, why do you prefer NQ? It's just a personal preference, Moku. So here we go, new highs on the NQ. Let's see. There you go. There you go, my boys. There you go. Trailing stop 41.75. Acknowledge. 41.75. Trailing stop on the NQ. Acknowledge. Let's see if we hit those 55.25 and 56.75. Let's see if we really are up for it. Trend Oracle says that they're going for it. Should be hit. Almost there. Come on, baby. Give it to them. A lot of people watching. Make us look good. Almost there, 55.25. Oh, there you go. Target hit on the NQ. Isn't that awesome? Great job, Juan, on selecting the 57.
Yep, awesome setup.
Awesome setup, yes, indeed. Trailing stop, 47.75 NQ, my friends. Actually, 46.75, 46.75, my mistake. Here we go. We're still open on the 56.75, and we still got the 78 today. That should be good. Marnie said target hit on the NQ. Way to go. Anybody care to share the amount of points? Isn't that amazing, right? The opportunities that we can get, right? Let's see, next level up, 56.75. Ooh, old trader is 15.75 NQ trade target hit. Boom, 56.75. Ah, that was beautiful. Yep, this is NQ. Still waiting to see if oil help us here or not. Take a closer look at the trend Oracle. Extremely strong to the upper side. Next level up should be that 65 and 78. Let's see, that's true. Oh, trailing stop. Trailing stop 46.75 on the NQ, my friends. Okay. 79. You're welcome, Miss. The reason we prefer the NQ is because for some reason NQ is faster than the other ones. That's it. Here we go. Next level up, 65. No change in no change in the trailing stop, which means these guys are pushing further up. Wow, we could see the 80 level being reached today. Man, wow, you imagine that? That would be great. Yeah, 80, 79.25 to 80. Time and price. These guys are taking so long on the CL. Time to manage our trades. Set up, guys, on CL. Moving stop, 67.39. Tiding stop. Not interested in anything higher than that. Actually, 37. Acknowledge. It's time to tide our stop on the CL. If they don't move, it don't move. The 10 o'clock is just here. They should regain first momentum on the way down. We can see everything's still negative. M60 is not there at 115%. Just pay attention. Once it hit 115 negative, hopefully, you will see the commitment and the burst. All right, so you can see here since this morning, the no trade zone on the NQ, look, was cap at 11. The break above it, the levels for expectancy would have been 1850, 20.75, set 27.25, 31. But by this time, obviously, we started the trade room. I mean, and the past is the past. So the future was left here. We identified that the pullback should be lower than. Remember the pullback, guys. Anybody remember how we calculated the symmetry of the pullback? As long as the market could pull back and don't close below that 26.25, it was good to continue higher. Isn't that awesome? And then the market revert. First target hit, second, third, and we got 2 more to go, 65 and 78. Okay. Dave, 18 points on NQ. Awesome. Milt, thank you, Carlos and Juan. See you tomorrow. You're more than welcome, Milt. Be safe, okay? One, we don't have a change in trailing stop and NQ, right? So it means that these guys are going to keep pushing further higher.
I got still the stop on NQ 47.25.
Thank you. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on, CL. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, guys. Stop it. Let it go. Just let it go. Accept it. Let it go. It's okay. We'll take care of you over here. Just jump the cliff. Come on, we got you at the 84 level. Come on. Good trailing stop on the CL1. Great job.
Yep, I got a transition again.
Yeah, here we go on the NQ. Next level up, 65. Boo! There it is. That's it. Ah, man, oil to hurt us. Thank you, oil. You were so awesome. Thank you, my friend. Juan, can you double check, please, on the level? The 98, or should we keep the 84? I think the 80-20 rule will apply here.
Yeah, take the 80. That just has support. Yeah, the target is the 84.
84. Great job. Now I'm going to collect some profits here just in case, but 15 pointer on the CL, guys. And take a closer look. The M60, is it that above 115%? Indeed. Isn't that awesome? You see how everything boils down into patience? But that was a very nice burst right there. So we got Juan's level at 98 as the next support. Let's see if they hit it. I have 93, so that should reach. David, 15 on 3 CL. Where to go, David? I'm trading only one contract, so I need to try to max out. Come on. You're more than welcome, my friend. Thank you, David, for giving us the opportunity to show you what we did as a market analyst right here. 21 pointer. I think Carlitos is going to put your stop on the first target and let it go. I don't want to show off. There you go. I'm out. 19.6, I think it is. Next level down, 84. But guys, this is it. So hope you enjoyed the demonstration of what we can do. We're not the best. We certainly are not saying we're the best. We certainly have a good, badass way of analyzing the market and an incredible, even more powerful way to assess the commitment of traders so we can max out and do our things. Okay. I know that we still have buyers on CNQ1, so let's just wait until they hit that 65 and we're done for today. You're welcome, Burial. Crooker, no problem, my friend. We're welcome, Harold. Just you know, keep me up to speed if that it's helpful for you. Okay. All right. So as a recap, come on, there's over 200 traders here. By show of hands, anybody love what you're seeing and learn today? What do you think about the process of what we have done in comparison of what you already been doing? Does this help you enhance your trading? Don't count my trades. I don't want you to follow our trades. I want you to follow your decisions of entry, because the point is that I need you to be able to trade on your own. Even if we decide not to trade today, with the tools and the levels, I need you to be your best in your trading. I need to bring the best out of your trading. Okay? You're welcome, Sam. Loved it, most definitely. Okay. Plus, Mayu. Hey, Mayu, it's been a while. Thank you. I think you're really evolved into the last 2 years. Vince says, thank you, guys. You have really evolved into the last 2 years since I followed. Yes, Vin, the thing is that it took a while for us to finalize our process and have everything in the perspective of what we wanted. As again, what we wanted something that it doesn't matter what style of system you use, we need to make sure that we could enhance and double or triple X the results of your trades, okay? Awesome, guys. So I'm going to leave you up to it. The presentation is just going to finish up right now. Once again, you guys are being awesome. Thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to show us what we got. Hopefully, obviously, I know that many people were profitable. It's a different ballgame, right? When things don't go our way, but that's part of the business, I guess, right? And what I want you to do is understand that what we're doing and developing here for you guys is nothing more than a very powerful way of trading with commitment and confirmation. That's all. Okay, let me take a screenshot here. Here it is. Put it back. So I'm gonna you're welcome, guys. Should it be a clean shot to 66.20? Yes, indeed, it could be. We got a 66.11 level down. Pay attention to the 66.54. Will says, very professional presentation on trade. You're welcome, Will. Thank you very much. Now, thank you, Jimmy. Yeah. Yeah, guys, you're going to have access to this for the remaining of the day until 2:30 in the afternoon. Isn't that awesome? So even though we're going to stop our trading and presentation today, you're not going to left hanging. What we want you to do is use the levels that are available for you in the chat area. Click in there, click on those, and it will open up the levels available for you. Just put them on your trading platform or whatever. And the cool thing is that then you're going to have access. We're going to keep the Oracle open for you guys, right? So all you have to do is just take your whatever. Let's say that this is your screen. All you have to do is put a chart on the side, just like this, overlay it, and you're going to have the same system the way that we trade every day. Pretty cool. All right. So Candice, we used to, I don't know, we're updating and upgrading a lot of stuff since a lot of our stuff has changed recently. It wasn't congruent of what we used to do and what we're doing right now. Okay, Candice? So, in all honesty, we do, but it doesn't make much sense, right? If what we used to do before and now, so it's a huge difference. And and that will give us kind of a very different performance way of things, but we do have it. Just Jimmy will have it to the access or so. Okay. You're welcome, guys. So have a good one. God bless you. Share the love with your loved ones. We're gonna leave you in with the trend oracle here, and by 2:30 or so, we're gonna be able to be done today. I'm gonna put the clock here. Many people seems to like it, and this clock is available on. You can go to QLock. Let me show you. I think you go to QLock.com or something. Yeah. So that's a really cool free clock. Look. Let's see if I can just expand this for you. There you go. Just click in there, right? And you click on downloads, I think. You don't need to pay for it. Just download the free version. You don't need to pay for anything. Don't follow the pay plan. Just do this, select free, and you should be able to see it, download it soon. Okay, there you go, and you install it. Okay, it's free. It's pretty cool, right? And you can open multiple of them. For instance, if I click it again, check this out. I just clicked it again, and I can create another one, and then I can change this, right? City, and then I just change the city to whatever, right? Let's just say Austria, I guess so. I don't know, something like that. City, no, it's okay. And then now I got Austria, right? Whatever. And then you can change the color to blue, and this is pretty awesome stuff. Got it. So free, totally free. All right, see you later, guys. Next level up on the NQ for those of you holding 65, 74, 65. Trailing stop one, double check. The trailing stop right now is at the 53.75.
Confirm.
All right. Actually, 54.75 now. Here we go. Target hit, and we're going towards the 78. Anybody still in this one? You're welcome, Charles. Join link. Charles, you're gonna receive the invitation for tomorrow, free of charge. So you got today and tomorrow. And then tomorrow we got something special prepared for you guys. For those of you who think that we're valuable enough in your trading, then tomorrow we're gonna give you something, right? And we just wanna, I don't want you to pay attention to we're not selling you right at this point. I just wanna make sure that we can convey a message that we can actually help you. If you think that what we do, it can help you, then tomorrow, you guys decide and join the awesome community, okay? Once again, guys, God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one. And before I go on, the trailing stop is 54.75. Holy shit. Oh, you see this mega trade, right?
Yep, I'm still holding.
I'm on, it's a 35.75 entry, just so you know. So I have a 75.09, just so you know. Seems like these guys are going to push to the 74.85. I mean 74.80. That is great. Wow. Let me take a screen. I need to take a screenshot of this, dude. This is mind blowing. I love it. Let me do that. Hold on, I need to borrow this for a moment, guys. We like to hold on, we like to, prove the concept, right? There you go. Next level up, 78. Let's see if we can hit it before we leave. I really want to be done, but I got a lot of people asking, please stay. No sé, man. Te lo doy ahora. Yeah, I'll give it to you in a moment. Still going. 34 points on. No, I'm talking about over here. Let me see if I can bring it over. I'm just talking to Juan about their early positioning, so he's doing really good. Perfect. So yeah, I still have the 54.75 stop. Right. So there you go. This is Juan's position, guys. So I'm just teasing him. So they're going toward the previous high right there. So he's really modest though about not showing it. But I'm just saying it's just really the same thing, the levels. And yeah, there's no difference. So we traded at the 35 mark. So it was on the breakout and we're holding the same position on, no, his, not me. Michael Jonas, 21 on CL, 4 contracts. You're welcome, Michael Jonas. Joe says, sorry, I missed the first 30 minutes. Do you have time to explain the Oracle, or if there is a recording can view? There is a recording, Joe, on the presentation, on the previous presentation that you should have received. That should work. Next level up, 74.78. Take a closer look at the Oracle, extremely strong. M15 is at above 115, 500%. Hold this position, next level up, 78. And I'm going to keep it at there. I'm going to finish everything once it hit the 78, okay? $65.50 stop, $65.50 stop for those trading the NQ, $65.50 stop. It seems like they're reaching an exhaustion point. Hopefully they hit that 78. I want to use 65.25. I have the 80 level marked as the next push. So that 78 must be hit. Candice, yes, we do. That's the only thing that we do, Candice. Those are the only two. Mainly NQ recently on our personal level. CL is being quite hectic recently. So in other words, the profile of the CL has changed, meaning now we can't swing for the fences on CL. We got to go with quick burst moves and go for 15, 20 ticks and be done for some reason. You have to adapt to whatever they're doing. So, but take a closer look at the NQ. It's just pretty beautiful, right? And awesome. Hold on. Come on, guys. I'm gonna leave you guys once we hit that 70. Let's see if we nailed it or not. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Take a closer look at the Oracle. 600%ish. It says, dude, we're probably gonna hit that 78. Maybe, maybe not. It's all about the trading at this point. 65.75 now. Stop. As a matter of fact, 66.25 now. $66.25 stop, represented by the pink level. Okay, let's see. Yeah, well. All right, guys. So, Jason, 66.75 stop right now, and I'm going to leave you up to it, guys. Next level up is going to be that 74.78. Trend Oracle is backing it up, so we should be good to go and hit that level anytime soon. All right. So once again, I'm done. I try to cover as much as I can. I got to move on into my private clientele right now, and you guys are awesome. God bless. Great job, and hope you're doing absolutely great. All right. Cheers. Now pay attention to the trend oracle. Bullish buy setup, buy setups only. You're welcome. All right. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.